Ho, what's up, Solutionaries? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Maj 2 Ray Show. Appreciate y'all all. We're going to talk about it tonight. Let's come in. Y'all know the routine. Come in, smash the like button. Tell me what city you watching from. Repost it all over the place. As our good brothers over there at Real AF says, don't be a hoe. Share the show. So share it all over the place if you're watching on X. Um, it's Friday. So since it's Friday, we're gonna talk heavy, and the talking heavy that we're gonna do. Will May, what's up? Jonathan over in Dallas, Texas. Let me know where y'all from. It's Friday. We're gonna talk heavy, y'all. And the general theme this week has inadvertently been constitutional overreach, limits of government just getting disrespected, gun control, the DC situation, gun control being racist. Quantel, what's up? What's up, Vin Zinger? Will May says, Will, get out of here. Will talking about can we meet up in real life? Will, you try to charge me to do a coin. Greeting, Corporal Kickass, what's up? So this Second Amendment conversation, yeah, I did, Quantel, I got it. This Second Amendment conversation is taking an ugly turn. Not ugly because the Second Amendment is ugly. Ugly because of bigots. And I hate that some of this languaging is gonna sound strange, but I dislike it, but it gotta be said. A few days ago, the White House and President Trump spoke about we're gonna be taking over DC, we're gonna have FBI, federal guys, ATF, Homeland Security, just everybody, all in through the DC area. And immediately I went, okay, lawfully based on DC being a District of Columbia, not a city, is federally ran and controlled. 1000%, no doubt about it. Okay. But I also said, and you guys have seen, we've done the content. If you're watching on X, you see it on YouTube, youtube.com/Maj2Ray. You saw me have this conversation about this is not only overreach in the sense of not that it's unlawful for him to federally control DC, because that's what DC was created for. But it's an overreach in the sense of them reaching out and trying to say we're trying to get guns off the street. And then the White House does this. The White House posts this right here. Operation Make DC Safe and Beautiful. Arrested. Now they got this young black kid here, right? Carrying a pistol without a license. And obviously that's unconstitutional because even though DC is federal, the supreme law of the land is the Second Amendment. The Bruin decision has clarified this. Okay? But even that goofiness, we did a show on that. We talked about that. I exposed that goofiness for Washington for being what it is, and gun control is racist. And I've made content, y'all already know that. But tonight's show is the so-called Second Amendment supporters, and some of them may be bots, whatever. But the so-called Second Amendment supporters jumping out there. This is our Black Guns Matter page right here that y'all see. We said to this, quote posted on the White House, the fucking license is the Second Amendment. It's a sad day when tyrants under the authority of a so-called pro-gun president, gotta say so-called, because Trump is not pro-gun, is not pro-Second Amendment. A so-called pro-gun president are directed to strip citizens of their human rights. Now, this is what they would call a dog whistle, what the White House says. Operation Make DC Safe and Beautiful. So now gun owners and black people in this space, I guess that's, you get rid of the guns and you get rid of the black people is now safe and beautiful. Arrested. Again, for what? For carrying a pistol without a license. So we knew that the government was going to be on their silliness. We all know that. We all know we've at the Bundy Ranch. We all know that from Daniel Schaefer. We all know that. We can go far back in Philadelphia as the MOVE members in West Philly. We know that the government ain't going to do silliness. We know that. And this is where the Second Amendment community is supposed to step up and be like, yeah, no. Because ironically, in that actual post, let's go to the White House one. There was some actual Second Amendment folks in there. I jumped in there. First, I said, what's up with that Epstein client list, though? Because that looks like a little bit of a flexion. Okay? We ain't talking about that now. So I'm right there. Right? And I put this here. Trump's Fed boys pull up in D.C. harass. We got that up there. We got people saying there can be no law that requires a license to carry an arm. A law does no such thing is repugnant to a law that does such a thing is repugnant to the Constitution, and therefore the law will be null and void. Did you not read my text, or do you foolishly believe that my text does not apply to you? This is from a page that speaks as if they're the Second Amendment. Mr. Guns and Gear is there. That's the homie. He says, I support the Second Amendment, but Bitcoin Chris says, wait a minute, we don't have the Second Amendment anymore, and you bragging about it on social media? Libertarian Party of Louisiana, carrying a pistol without a license. I support the Second Amendment. Pick one, right? Saying this to say, the pro-gun folks was under the White House post. They was under there. And that's because this is from my page. Y'all get to see my following kind of talking about it. And because the algorithm puts the people that I follow, up top on that. So that looks great. But that's my following. But then, what did we do? Our Black Guns Matter page, reposted this. And today, I want y'all to see the level of silly shit that these so-called, and some of them ain't just bots, because I know some of y'all gonna go, oh, that's bots, just trying to make the Second Amendment community look racist. On a certain level, that's true. On a certain level, that's true. But some of these people could not resist the opportunity to let their bigotry flag fly. They couldn't help it. They couldn't help it. They couldn't help because they got Trump in office, not Kamala, not Biden. They couldn't help going right back to their rhino Republican ways. And it's conservatives, so-called conservatives, so-called libertarians. I seen the goofball from New Hampshire trying to make the same argument. I screenshotted it. I ain't want to give him no shine, so I'm going to say what he said without naming him. Right? But he talking about, oh yeah, gun violence is strictly a black community issue. Shut the fuck up. As if the vast majority of school shooters are not white folks. Stop it. That's like me saying, since most convicted pedophiles are white males, then all white males are a danger to the children. That's me taking a small percentage of the people and then applying that to the majority of people. It's stupid. But we see this. We're used to this. And for years, I've been telling y'all, all gun control is racist. And the people that advocate for gun control are racist. And y'all said, it ain't some of y'all. Some of y'all were smart. Some of y'all was stupid. Some of y'all are still stupid. You're still dumb. So no matter how much information I put out there, no matter how many times, Monday through Friday, I talk to y'all, we raise funds. Some of y'all still going to be stupid. And that's just what it is. Your mom's still going to love you. I ain't tripping. But I told y'all, the people that's going to be pushing for gun control, not just the people on the left, it's people on the right pushing for gun control too. Why? Because all gun control is racist. So when you see our page say the fucking license is the Second Amendment, it's a sad day when tyrants under the authority of a so-called pro-gun president, now we attacking their leader. Listen, I was at the NRA convention when he first spoke there. I was in the front row. When he said that 8-year assault on your Second Amendment rights are coming to an end. They didn't, because right after that was first term. He said, talking about Trump, he said, take the guns first, due process later. Violation of the Second Amendment, violation of the Fourth Amendment. So now when we say that from the Black Guns Matter page, it's not the same level of kumbaya Second Amendment support. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The Second Amendment truth brought all the racists out of hiding. See, when I make a dope t-shirt, it ain't just because I just like the dope t-shirt or I'm just saying stuff. One of our best sellers, sidebar guys, we having a sale this weekend. All of the white t-shirts, all gun control is racist, media, all of that. $20 this weekend. We ain't Nike. We ain't got 10 million of them. So first come, first serve. BlackGunsMatter.shop, right? However, thank you, Bert, for that repost. Bert Macklin reposted the stream. Bert knows what to do. It's a few hundred of y'all watching on X, and y'all ain't reposting. Everybody repost the show. It costs you nothing. Your Second Amendment, repost the show. Thanks for that, Bert. All right? The bump stock ban. Trump. So when our page says so-called president advocating and telling them, yeah, arrest people and take their firearms off of them, we don't know if this person used this firearm, thank you for that, Christopher, in the commission of a crime. And that's not what it says. It doesn't say he was arrested because he shot somebody. And they try to make him look scary with a grimace. We know what the media do. Most effective devil in America. So they try to do all this, and we call it contradiction. And it don't say shot somebody. It say carrying a pistol with a license. Bragging. Like that's the thing to do. Okay? We call it out. And what happens? We had an opportunity here, just like under the White House page, we have an opportunity here to stand in solidarity. But I'm going to show y'all that there's a minority of the Second Amendment community that's 1,000% bigots. There's goofballs like the clown I was mentioning in New Hampshire that, every time one black person do something wrong, it's like, oh yeah, this is their culture. They got everything in the world to say because they are fake patriots hiding behind false patriotism, and it's just seeping out of them. The hate, the racism, the bigotry, they can't contain it. They can't contain it. And when I say this, some of y'all say, Maj, you putting a little sauce on it. And I get it. I made a video yesterday. It's on the social media, on my social media. Just screenshotting some of the stuff that they say. So I wanted to walk y'all through that today. I want to walk y'all through this and what they saying on our Black Guns Matter page as it relates to us saying the federal government arresting people for a supposedly constitutionally protected right is bullshit. This is after the Bruin decision. Mind you, Black Guns Matter is cited in the Bruin decision. So I want to take this next few minutes, so we're going to talk about this to some solutions. I want y'all to give me your honest opinion on this. Okay? And I want to tell y'all what my honest opinion on this is. And it's threefold. But I'm going to read y'all what some of these people are talking about. I'm going to just read it to you. I don't want to argue. I just want to share the perspective. So again, we quote posted what the White House said here. This is what we said here. Let's just scroll. I want y'all to ride with me on this one. Now, Arms List. Shouts to Arms List. Armslist.com, where you can purchase firearms, said, incredibly sad that this disgrace of an administration is trying to sell this as a W. After all the promises to gun owners, we get this. Trump's 47th administration is looking like a clown show at this point. That's a wonderful bright spot in the comment section. Okay? Our brother Bearded Cyclops. Bearded Cyclops is a member of the Solutionary 9. Bearded Cyclops, we helped him lose over 100 pounds in the Solutionary 9 with our daily routines. I want everybody that's watching the show, you should be a student at Solutionary University. Huge shouts out. We just added Zane. Y'all going to hear about him in a little bit. We added him as an instructor over at Solutionary University. That's going to be for finance and business. You want to set up an LLC, want to do it yourself, we're going to have modules for you. But anyway, Cyclops is a solutionary. He said, just had this conversation with an older person. I think it's time we get back to rebellion, I think. Okay? But let's keep scrolling. Jack Flynn, you want the law changed? Agree. Until then, thugs can't carry guns legally. So now the black dude that's arrested, this is supposed to be, he got America in his thing. He got America, Constitution, all of that. But he says the law, and he's wrong. The supreme law of the land is the Second Amendment. No municipality or even a District of Columbia can make a statute, ordinance, mandate, decree that is supersedes the supreme law of the land. And when it comes to firearms ownership, the Second Amendment is the supreme law. But they can try to say it, but they want to say thugs. Y'all know that's the dog whistle. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right here, what do we got? Oh, hold on, I hit the button. Hold on, y'all, my bad. Here we go. What's this picture right here? I agree. Law-abiding citizens should be allowed to carry everywhere. Now, let's have a discussion about these guys, or did I hurt your feelings? So what he's implying here is these guys with good trigger discipline, I'm not feeling this point thing, but whatever. Good trigger discipline. They don't look like what you think should be Second Amendment supporters. So now he's implying that these guys are not law-abiding citizens. Never mind that these guys look like black Kid Rocks. Kid Rock got tattoos, point guns. My name is Kid Rock. But they don't have a problem with that. But let's go one down. We ain't got to go too far. The Second Amendment did not apply to blacks. That's his argument. Doug Johnson, right here, bookmarked for when they released this dude's criminal record. Now, let me say this. I don't notice, gentlemen, that the White House took a picture of. He hasn't been convicted of this thing that they're saying. We don't even know if it's true. We say that the media and fake news in the White House, when during the Biden administration and the deep state put out fake stuff and blah, 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 blah. But somehow, because the White House posted this picture of this gentleman, young man, and says, we arrested him for firearms possession without a license. From an administration that's supposed to be pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun. We don't know this guy's history, though. We don't. But this guy says, bookmarked for when they released this dude's criminal record. So you see the direction that this is going? Everybody is saying that, oh, the blacks, the thugs, the animals, the this, the that. Okay? Look at RJ. Nah, not for them. Okay? Look at this one right here. This is a meme. I want my gay, black, trans neighbor to guard their legal tax-free platform with automatic weapons and recreational nukes, and I'll die defending their rights. And this, this is insinuating that the black person is going to try to murder the white people that are advocating for liberty and freedom. Jonathan Horse Hockey says, doesn't he look like he said, what did I do about 600 times? Duke says, I want that nigga shipped overseas, much less own a firearm. Well, until the laws change, we get to put these didn't do nothings behind bars if they don't follow the law. Stop defending these pieces of shit. These are people that these people making these comments don't know, never met, have no idea about his history. But these people follow our Black Lives Matter page. Some of them, not all. Okay? Some of them. But instead of being Second Amendment supporters like some of the Solutionary said, this is wrong. They went into the whole racial diatribe and all of these situations because he, based on what the White House said, was arrested for having a firearm without a license. Let me make this statement and ask y'all this afterwards. I was arrested and charged for carrying a firearm without a license. I have historically said I don't give a fuck about a license. Licenses are governments selling you your rights back to you. You talk this freedom shit, right? Your great grandfather, black, white, Indian, whatever, I don't care. Your great grandfather did not need a license to build on his land, did not need a license to hunt, did not need a license to fish, didn't need a license to get married. My aunt is a hairstylist. 100 years ago, 50, 70 years ago, she didn't need a license to do fucking hair. But you supposed patriots that follow our official Black Guns Matter page. See, when we doing the pro-gun shit, we talking about the left. When we talking about the attack on guns that the Biden administration do, oh, you right and exact. You right with me. You right with me. But then when I say, when Trump is there and he's going, and I'm keeping it if Obama would have did it, if Hillary would have did it, if Bush, insert whoever, if Biden would have did it, all of you Republicans wouldn't be saying none of this shit. You would just be the left, the crazy unhinged left. You would be saying that. But now that I'm critical that your boy Donnie doing it, now they the savages. But I am fighting a case, taking it to court, appealing. If I got to fight it all the way up to the Supreme Court of the United States, I'm doing that. Arrested with a firearm without a license because I'm actually a patriot. So the question to that statement is, am I a savage to you? You got the Black Guns Matter t-shirts. You got the Make the Hood Great Again shirts. You follow our Black Guns Matter X page. Why you don't feel that way about me? I walk around with my hair crazy and my hat to the back. I do all of that. I listen to hip hop. I got tattoos, 13 of them. You view me the same? But let's read some more, because I know some of y'all not convinced. Let's read some more. Maybe DC shouldn't have made laws that make it so the police have to strip people of their rights. Maybe Congress should do their job and make it so those laws no longer exist in DC. See, these people get it. Their framework from the fight is wrong from the gate. See, they think that ordinances and municipality can make rules that supersede the rule of law. It doesn't. The rule of law, as it relates to firearms, is the Second Amendment. But they want to deflect. Well, maybe the people in DC should have. No, those are unjustified laws. Y'all just don't want to say that this administration, 47's administration, Trump's administration, is an anti-gun administration. So we deflect and we call this and we go jigaboo. We say all of this racial shit. Okay, let's read some more. Rogue 13% 80 IQ squirrel. Something that's racist. But look, y'all know the connotations that they make in there. Yeah, he looks like a respectable, contributing member of society and probably was wrongfully detained at his place of work. He never met this person. He's going purely based on his haircut and him being arrested. Okay? Now, somebody put something up there that was right. This what your boy Donnie said. And listen, I like Trump. Don't get me wrong. When he right, I'm going to say he right. He got allegedly got shot at, whatever. I thought that was gangster. I like a motherfucker that don't quit. He definitely got the second election stolen from him. This third one's starting to look funny in the light, though. Keep it a buck with you. But I'm going to be objective with my critique. He says, I like taking the guns away early. Take the guns first, go due process second. New said that. Okay? Maybe he's a felon with violent convictions. Probably should get more info first. This is hilarious because he's got that legendary Trump picture when Trump got shot and did this in his bio, right? He says maybe he's a felon with violent convictions and then goes on to say this contradictory shit. Probably should get more info first. So you're saying maybe he's a felon before you got any info first. Do we think that the vast majority of MMA fighters, because everybody, they now trying to set up an MMA fight, a UFC fight at the White House. That's a thing. That's not like TV. That's a thing. The vast majority of UFC fighters look exact. They got tattoos, they got rough faces, they got scars, whatever. Are we calling UFC fighters thugs and all this other stuff? Eric Delgado says something interesting here. He says, I want them to clean up the streets also, but do it for real crimes. Possession of a firearm while black is not a crime, unless he was robbing someone or murdering something. It's very simple. This is not difficult. This is not difficult, guys. But this speaks to the contradiction, and I want to go back. I want to make sure that y'all understand. I don't know this young man. I don't know him. I wouldn't be sitting around smiling if I was getting arrested for exercising my human right to defend myself while not violating anybody else. And we going by what the White House said. They said, yo, main man had a gun, a pistol without a license, and that's why we arrested him. What was the reason? What was the probable cause? What was the probable cause? Why'd you arrest him? You just knew he had a gun? Oh, y'all in the Minority Report now. Y'all just know. Pre-cob. Pre-crimes. Y'all got the three chicks in the pool that could tell you the future. Oh, somebody about to commit a crime. That's what we got? No, it's not what we got. But I don't know what this gentleman did or did not do other than what they said. I don't. I'm just going by what the White House posted. Did he consent to them posting his image on the White House's social media? Let's read this real quick. I want to read this to y'all. I'm going to read this real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it on the screen so y'all can read it. Hey, guys, listen. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Everybody in here should be hitting the like button. Everybody that's watching on X, repost it. Just hit the repost button. This ain't going to take you all day. Just hit the repost button. I'm going to send this message real quick because I want to have this on the screen. I want to read this article for y'all real quick from the Tribe. Let me find it. Hit the like button, guys. Let's get it up. Ask me some questions in the chat, y'all, because I refuse to believe that I'm the only one that views this way. I can't be. I can't be. Let's see. Let's read this real quick, guys. The war on gun violence has failed. The war on gun violence has failed, and black men are paying the price. In Chicago, the race to get guns off the street often begins with a police stop. Officers just need a pretext to search someone. A man in a white Ford sedan blocking an alleyway, a bulge in a fanny pack at the beach, a man breathing heavily in a black Chevy Malibu as police approach. The smell of fresh cannabis wafting from an open window, because that's one of the things that they say all the time. Even though DC is, you can have up to 2 ounces of cannabis on you, and you and whoever's with you, one for him, one for you, right? You can't smoke in public. So they use the whole like, oh, we smell like weed, the goofy shit. Tenant windows, a missing license plate. Police report shows that the list goes on. Okay. Authorities tout these arrests as an effective crime-fighting strategy. Each gun recovered, regardless of how, is a potential life saver, said former Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown in a press conference last year. I want y'all to hear that. Each gun recovered, regardless of how, is a potential life save. That is the biggest load of bullshit in the universe. He's basically saying, we're going to say fuck your Fourth Amendment rights, due process, not consent to searches and seizures. He's just going to say fuck that, because if you got a gun on you, you was definitely going to kill somebody with it. That's retarded. But in Chicago, a town labeled the Chirac a war zone and a murder capital, gun enforcement overwhelmingly focuses on possession crimes, not use. Basically, what that means is a person hasn't used the gun. They just had it. Marshall Project analysis found that from 2010 to 2022, the police made more than 38,000 arrests for illegal gun possession. These arrests, almost always a felony, doubled during this time frame. While illegal possession is the most serious offense in most of the cases we analyze, the charges often bear misleading names that imply violence, like aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. See how they play the fucking word games? Devils. Recent research shows that most people convicted in Illinois for felony gun possession don't go on to commit a violent crime. And a majority of those sentenced to prison for gun possession don't have past convictions for violence. Instead, people who already committed violent crimes are more likely to do so again. The racial disparities in this enforcement are glaring. Although black people comprise less than a third of the city's population, they were in 8 in 10 of those arrested for unlawful possession in the time frame we reviewed. So when you hear these fucking donkeys and troglodytes talking about, oh, the blacks commit the crime, they talking about charges in most instances. And for their super backup, they rush to per capita. There's a great book called How to Lie with Statistics. People like Bill Gates read them to get funding and get their things approved and stuff like that, right? But it's based on lying and fudging the numbers. And that's what that does. Although black people comprise less than a third of the city's population, they were more than 8 in 10 of those arrested for unlawful possession in the time frame we reviewed. The number of black people arrested could fill every seat in the Chicago Bulls game and then some. The majority are men in their 20s and 30s. Now, why is this important? This is important because this is telling you how they're doing the thing. Then they say we're tough on crime, calling something crime that does not produce a victim. Crimes have to produce victims. Then they play the stat game. Then that city or that state gets more state funding from the governor. The governor gets more federal funding from the federal government, which is the money that they take from you or the money that they print up to devalue the money that you got left with. But see, the goofball racist that's making this type of shit happen and talking like this on my page, on our page, right? Those people are the people that's going to be like, oh, well, what, excuse me, it's the blacks because that's what those people are going to do. They're going to come up with every reason in the world why it's the blacks. And it's the most disgusting shit ever, man. It just really is. It's the most disgusting shit ever because it's not even based in reality. Not only is it not even based in reality, on top of it not being based in reality, it's also goofy. So it's goofy on top of being not based in reality, and it's unconstitutional. But I'm gonna scroll down a little bit because I want to read some more. Officials justify the focus on confiscating guns, even if they are not being fired at anybody, as a way of curtailing violence. But these tactics have not substantially, read this again, not substantially reduced shootings in Chicago. In fact, as possession arrests skyrocketed, shootings increased, but the percentage of shooting victims where someone was arrested in their case declined. And this is what the current administration is attempting to roll out in DC right now. And y'all want me to act like this is a win for safety. Y'all want me to act like this is anything other than a violation of the human right to self-defense as codified in the Second Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution of the United States. Thanks, Mike, for that repost. Like Bookworm said, y'all, let's get the likes up. Bookworm says, black people have to be a monolith, but white people get to be individuals. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing, that all of these people that, again, I'm going to go back to the page in a second and show you some more of these bigot posts. It's not based in facts or data. And again, this article right here from the Tribe, this was a pretty lengthy time period that they checked this out. What year was it? I think they said it was 2011 to 2022, 2010 to 2022. Okay? Let's read that again. Officials justify the focus on confiscating guns, even if they're not being fired at anybody, as a way of curtailing violence. But these tactics have not substantially reduced shootings in Chicago. In fact, as possession arrests skyrocketed, shootings increased, but the percentage of shooting victims where someone was arrested in their case declined. So you arresting more people for possession. Shootings are increasing at the same time, and you're catching less of the bad guys for actual shootings. Then you tell me this is going to be great for the city of DC. Get the fuck out of my face. Anybody that's not willing to really dig deep and be honest about government overreach in this form just because they like the particular administration, they're fucking morons. Mind you, you notice how none of the people on the right now were talking about the Epstein client list and how Trump 1000% botched that? Trump was getting on stage telling y'all that the Epstein client list is a hoax. It's fake news. Nobody's talking about that right now. Nobody's having that conversation. But I'm supposed to go ride with it because if Kamala would have been, remember how they said Kamala's the top cop? If she get in there, she gonna just be locking black men up. Seems like that's what Trump doing now with this move. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm taking y'all to church, but I don't hear enough claps and hymns. I ain't seen nobody put nothing in the collection plate yet. I ain't seen a super chat, and I'm taking y'all to church on a Friday evening. Make sure y'all repost. Repost, everybody. That's the question that I'm asking y'all. Tell me where I'm wrong. If you're watching this on X, as a matter of fact, let me pull up my X page right here. Let me pull that up. I don't see y'all. I need to see some retweets. I need to see some conversation. 2A.org says this is true. Many people who say they support the 2A do so with reservations and exceptions. These people promote licenses and biased, selective enforcement. This percentage of gun owners is decreasing, thankfully. Believing the Second Amendment doesn't apply to someone based on appearance, skin color, clothes, tattoos, etc. is not in line with the principles of this country. Shouts to 2A.org. Let me give them a follow for that right now and a repost. Let me get them a repost right now. But this is what I'm saying. But when Maj say it, Maj is race baiting. You know, you get him saying that. Oh, Maj, you race baiting. No, you just a racist. And I'm smart enough to call it out. Let's read some more, though. Because I don't want y'all to just get it twisted and it's like, Maj got a t-shirt sale this weekend for $20 on the white all gun controllers racist stuff. And Maj just doing that I want y'all to get the shirts. I want y'all to get them for cheap. BlackGunsMatter.shop. Go get an all gun controllers racist shirt. If you really Second Amendment, go get a media shirt. Most effective devil in America. Freedom over everything. The OG designs is on sale this whole weekend for $20. I want 10,000 of y'all to go get them. I want to sell $100,000 worth of t-shirts this weekend. I'm not tripping. I'm not going to mince words, but this doesn't change the fact that this is what's actually happening. I didn't make these people say this to sell stuff on our page. They said it. But let's go back to what the Tribe article says. Guns are not assembly line cases, and they shouldn't be treated as such, says Chris Hudspeth, 31, who's been incarcerated for illegal gun possession. I keep going illegal because there's nothing unlawful about possessing a tool. This glass right here, I could smash somebody head to death in with that glass. I could be doing the wrong thing with a tool. He says, I'm scared for my life, and I got to go to prison because I fear for my life, for my family's safety, because we're not fortunate enough to live someplace else. The Chicago Police Department did not respond to repeated requests for an interview, nor did they comment on the findings the Marshall Project shared with them. I bet the fuck they didn't. I bet they didn't. I wouldn't. If I was a villain, I wouldn't showcase that Superman's doing the right shit and I'm doing the wrong shit. Gun arrest practices rest with the newly elected mayor, Brandon Johnson, who's black dude, by the way. Okay, let's be clear. All skin folk ain't kinfolk out this joint. Whose campaign suggested tough on gun policies to address public safety. This same thing is happening in Philly right now. They got police officers in Philly jumping out, just violating Americans, just because just cause. But let's read some more. But let's read some more. For this article, we read nearly 300 arrest reports to understand the tactics police use to find guns. And we conducted more than 100 interviews with people navigating gun cases, researchers, attorneys, and community members. Our reporting focused on Chicago, given its struggles with gun violence despite strict firearms laws. Let's read that again. Our report focused on Chicago, given its struggles with gun violence despite its strict firearm laws. But we identified several other cities with similar trends. The Marshall Project found that widespread stops and gun possession arrests and the inability of Chicago officials to show they are working have parallels to other discredit strategies like broken windows policing, stopping frisk, and the war on drugs. People are for gun control but against mass incarceration, said James Foreman, a professor at Yale Law School and author of Locking Up Our Own, Crime and Punishment in Black America. They haven't thought about how this particular form of gun control ends up helping to produce and sustain mass incarceration. Listen here, Jimmy boy. They have thought about it. That's how they're funding the prison industrial complex. See, bless his heart. Some of us think that they're doing this because they're ignorant of the cause and effect relationship. No, they're not ignorant to it. The system isn't broken. This is how it's designed to work. Let's violate this particular. This is, I swear to you, read Negroes and the Gun by Nicholas Johnson. This is not a new scheme. Gun control is older than America. The black codes, the slave codes. You understand? They know exactly what it is. Let's not let the desirables have a gun. Let's definitely not respect our own Second Amendment and Constitution. If they do push back, not as many of them are going to fight to get lawsuits and get things overturned. So we just arrest them. We get them mostly on plea deals. They take the plea deal. They do some jail time. Boom. We get the prison industrial complex money. This is, come on, y'all. This ain't rocket science. By no stretch of the imagination. Okay? This ain't rocket science. Let's read a little bit more. And then we'll go back. In a country where guns are deeply intertwined with race, class, and safety, discussions about them are often guided by politics and sensationalism. But as officials try to address street-level gun violence and prevent yet another mass shooting, it's important to understand how firearm laws play out in reality, upending deeply ingrained assumptions about guns, who should have them, and how the laws are enforced. I'm here to tell y'all, and have been telling y'all for a bajillion years, all gun control is racist and it's by design. They have figured out how to monetize their bigotry. I mean, I'm talking about on an institutional level. On an institutional level, they figured out how to monetize it. This ain't difficult. Since they figured out how to monetize it, now what they do is go, oh, now let's every so often do a jump out. And then, no, I don't want to talk to them. I've seen them. They tap dancers. They used to follow me. I don't follow them, and I don't follow them, and I don't want to engage with them. I've seen them on that same White House post justifying this silly shit. I don't talk to these motherfuckers. See, these people are beneath me. I'm from the John Henrik Clark cloth. I don't debate equals. All others I teach. So I don't talk to these dudes. They want to jump out there and act like, yeah, it had to be done to do it to make our community safe. Because you pussies don't ever go outside and make your community safe. You bitch ass dudes. They just sit around and talk and complain and ride the Trump train. Listen, certain things I'm rocking with Trump on. Certain things. Other things I'm not. And this ain't one of them. And I don't want to talk to people that's on some tap dance shit. I don't want to talk to them motherfuckers. I seen them up there talking about, yeah, and they like, yeah, we gotta arrest people that man, I'm not trying to hear that shit. These people is clowns. What I'm just telling y'all is this. It is by design. I'm telling y'all this. I be in them rooms. A lot of times they let me slip in the room and didn't know who I was. They thought I was like them Cartier brothers. They thought a lot of times that I was that. They, not knowing the whole time I'm the spook that sat by the door. They don't know that. Okay? What message? They don't know. My point in saying this is we have to make sure we're doing the work. Appreciate that, Dre, for the super chat. I want to hear your perspective. I'm about Bookworm. Toss the call line in. We're gonna go for a couple of more minutes, y'all. It's already 45 minutes in. Everybody else, support the work. Repost. Hit the like button. Everybody should be doing that the whole time. That's number one. Number two, we need some more super chats. GiveSendGo.com/Solutionary. Support the work. The reason why this is happening is because not enough people in urban America are armed, are voting in for people that are pro-gun and pro-Second Amendment, and we're not civically engaged. These are all things that we teach people in the Solutionary University. This is all stuff that we go over. We got firearms classes. We got understanding imminent threat, conflict resolution, civics, how to become engaged. These things are important. You all should be a member of Solutionary University. Everybody that donates towards the work, the in-person classes, $100 or more, you're going to get a membership to the Solutionary University. It's important. But I want to hear y'all perspective. If anybody want to jump in, hit the links in the chat. If you're watching this on X, you're going to have to do it on YouTube. Jump over to YouTube. Get in the comments section. The link is on the screen, but when you're in the chat, you can hit the link if you want to call in. I want to hear from somebody that disagrees with me, though. I know I'm right. I want to hear where I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I know I'm right. But I want to hear somebody's perspective that has a legitimate on why this is good. I want y'all to tell me why jumping into a really, really black city. Because I don't know where even they doing the patrols and all of that. Are they doing it in Georgetown? Georgetown is a nice part of D.C. That's where, Obama live over there. He got his joint over in Georgetown. Got the whole block damn near blocked off all the time. Obama Washington spot over there. Okay? Vin Zinger says, since you put that up, should I really repeat the question to the people who ain't doing nothing for their communities or anywhere else? Put it up if you want to. Everybody could jump in the comments if you want to chat. Hit that link. But here's my argument. They can get away with it because they know y'all not gonna do shit. Y'all, the Cartier dudes was getting mad in one of the comment sections that one of these sisters said, what'd she say? She said, y'all should have, to these cops, like y'all been should have did a long time ago. She did this thing. And they was like, somebody need to arrest her. And I'm like, for free speech? She didn't even say the word. She just did this. So now you advocating for the police to come arrest people. Come on, man. We're just backwards. And these are people that say they conservative. Political conservatism means limited government, small government. But see, again, they know that y'all going to outsource your security to the police. I don't call police. I don't call police at all. They know that y'all so used to outsourcing everything. Everything. Your intelligence, your children's education, your economics, everything. You don't got no side hustle. You don't got no trade. You don't got no skill. You're not trying to improve self. This is the reason why we made the Solutionary 9. I don't want to talk to no people that ain't trying to improve at fucking all. At all. If you're in this chat, if you're watching the Maj 2 ratio, and a lot of y'all have been 1,000% on board, okay? If you're watching this whole week, y'all been tapped in. That means y'all want to improve. You're not just stumbling across my show because you think I'm cute. I ain't cute this week. I ain't took a shave. I got this hat on, my hair a mess. We in the ugly work mode right now. You doing this because you know that what I'm saying is right and you're not getting that shit nowhere else. I'm telling you, we got a whole community for you, but you got to take that first step, man. I can lead you to the water. And I'm telling you, it's What's the Ashton Hall? It's Saratoga Springs. It's great water, but you got to drink. We got Vin Zinger in here. Vin Zinger, I just added him to the stage. What's up, brother? How are you feeling?
Oh, good, sir, good. How are you, man?
I'm good. Tell me what you agree and what you disagree with.
Hmm. Well, I'm unsure to be honest with you, but I'm a little curious
What?
about these gun control right wingers.
You said you're curious about it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, man. I want to know who they are so I could distrust them more.
So they all in the stream. Go follow the X page, the Black Guns Matter page. Look on the screen, hit that button right there, and check them out. Then come back to me. Vin Zinger crazy, man. Vin Zinger. When we listen, it's if y'all jump in, if y'all jump in and want to communicate, right? Y'all got to be ready. You got to be ready with your questions and perspective. I thought Vin Zinger was about to jump in here and be like, "Yeah, man, I disagree with this," but anyway. They're doing this because we are not doing the work to make sure that we're empowering ourselves. This is why we have Solutionary University. I want every single one of y'all to be empowered with information, with health and fitness, right? Vinzinga having drinks on a Friday night, right? Education, fitness, civics, information. I want y'all to have good shooting drills. I want y'all to have good workout routine. This is what everyone gets in the Solutionary 9. This feeling of transformation is some shit that I almost can't explain to y'all. But I'm telling you, it feels way better on this side than it does on the unhealthy, uninformed, full of ignorance side of the game. 1,000%. And when you do that, you start to get pushback against these things because, mark my words, I told y'all, they're doing it in D.C. because the federal government they always have been in control of D.C. No problem with that. But they're going to just do incrementally, little bit. And again, this would not have been able to happen if it was Kamala, because the Republicans only want to do work not to defend the Constitution, but to attack the left. That's the difference. Kamala wouldn't have been able to pull this off because too many Republicans, even the fake ones that we're talking about and seeing here, right? They would have been, online, they get real rowdied up when it's against the Democrats. But as we see, soon as the black people start, those blacks don't need guns. Look, I'm telling you, look, right there. Nah, not for them. Let's look some more. We read that one. Let's go a little bit further. Let me see. Did we run out of? Okay, he said felon. I seen that one. Looks like an upstanding citizen. This is great right here. The crucial truth says they are setting the precedent. First they came for blank, but I wasn't a blank, so I didn't reject it. Same old communism. He's 100% right. Brown hands type that post and the head attached to them only cares because the victim is the same shade. If he wouldn't qualify for a permit or license due to his criminal activity, he should be charged with felony possession and put in a cage for life. So now this person, Political Pope, is saying a person that has a firearm without permission from the crown should be in jail for the rest of their life. He's saying this about someone that he has no idea of his criminal history. This is where we are. This is where we are. These are supposedly, and again, I am going to say that some of these might be bots. I'll take it. Some of them might be bots. I don't think they all are, because I see morons that I know personally, that I'm aware that are humans, typing the same sentiment. They doing it for the clicks, the libertarian goofball, doing it for the clicks, doing it for that. Y'all got to separate the pack. These people are emboldened because they get to be loud. And because you're smarter. That's one of the travesties of society right now. Smart people are thoughtful, so they may not be as vocal. Dumb motherfuckers is vocal because they always seeking the attention. And at a certain point, our silence as the intelligent, thoughtful person, our silence becomes betrayal, not only to ourselves, but it's our overall mission of society at large, because we letting these morons influence other morons. Okay? They showing us how some people on the right are exactly what the goofy ass people on the left paint them as. The problem is they start to think that everybody right of center, libertarians, independents, Republicans, conservatives, they think that we all that, and we not that. We not what the left is packaging us out to be. Some of these fucking morons are though. And when you talk about black people owning guns, if it ain't the right type of black, you get this. You get these ain't my words. This is what they said. This is what they said. Super contradictions. Again, I've been charged with this. Am I a savage? Should I have to be locked in a jail for the rest of my life because some dude on the internet can't control his bigotry because he's not really a Second Amendment supporter? No murder, no robbery, just you had the gun. This does more damage to the movement than anti-gunners. Because this is people that's supposedly pro-gun, advocating for the restriction of a human right. This does more damage to the pro-gun and pro-Second Amendment movement than anti-gunners on the left, because the anti-gunners on the right can fly under the radar of a lot of whether you aware and just don't say nothing or you unaware. A lot of that bull, these people on the right going to just let it ride because you're not expecting it to come from that, or you know that it's coming from that side, but you want to be quiet because that's your man, because he a Republican too. I don't want to. I gotta just trust the process. No, if they're not doing something productive and constitutional and limiting government and defending your rights, no, it's not part of our process. It's simple. They actually do more damage to the pro-gun movement than anti-gunners, and this is the reason why we have to keep going. Listen, y'all. We've proven our work with BGM. We've proven our work as Solutionaries with Solutionary University. We have information to push back. We just need everybody to tap in and help. Ain't y'all tired of fucking losing? Don't y'all hate that feeling? Don't you hate the feeling of, damn, when I go into this restaurant, I don't know if they're going to trip or be anti-gun or not. I can't go in there and I just want to have a good meal. I got to either support an anti-gun business or go in there or not go in there and not eat the meal. Aren't you tired of feeling like the police don't fucking respect you because and your right to keep and bear arms? Aren't you tired of that? That's a pain. Aren't you tired of not being able to articulate yourself? Aren't you tired of not being able to communicate these things that are in your head and having a community of people to back you up? Aren't you tired of just seeming like the only crazy person that's pushing for liberty? It don't have to be that. We have transformative information that creates so much value in your life, your people, your family, and that keeps growing out. I don't want you to have that pain anymore. I want y'all to come onto this side. I want y'all to support the work so you can get the access to the information. I want you to lose that fucking weight because this ain't separate. I want you to lose that weight. I want you to be stronger. I want you to be healthier so your family can be around you for longer. I want you to be able to give your children better information on common law, on health and fitness, on the Second Amendment. I want you to infect America, and then we can start to push back against this, and it will change. Do you know how many people told me, stop going to New York? Stop teaching classes in New York? Where did the Bruin decision happen? The state of New York. Black Guns Matter is cited in that. That is transformative. We have that transformation for you. You have to make the decision to actually tap in and be better. Don't you want freedom more than fucking slavery and dick riding a president? Break free. Break free. Join the Solutionary now. We have platform. We have, man, you could take the classes at your own time. It's easy. They video modules. It's a lifetime membership. You get all of the man, there's so much information in this joint. It's changed my life so much, bro. The community of people right now. Look, y'all gonna think I'm capping because I'm trying to sell y'all something. It's not that. I want to show y'all something. This is literally what the Solutionaries are teaching Solutionaries in our group. This is our private group right here, right? Look, they are in there teaching the beginners. Lie to you not. They teaching the beginners. This ain't even a class. This is just shooters in our private app, right? Talking to beginners about ARs and optics and explaining to them what it is. So look, the first question was somebody asked, any of the AR guys and ladies in here, I'm in need of a magnifier. I went with the Holosun SCRS and love it. It's amazing, but I'm not seeing anything but overly biased brand fanboys on magnifiers. Is there one that is worth more than the others, or are they pretty generic? We literally, right? Literally after that, right? Dudes started giving breakdowns. What is a magnifier? What is a UTG 3X? Giving breakdowns. Yo, I think I'm gonna go with the Sig Juliet series for these reasons. They saying, hey, for the beginners in here, these are what these letters and whatever mean. This gun is a canic. This is an optic, a scope, or a red dot. Modifications mean, literally, mods is a term meaning modifications, usually meaning aftermarket attachments that change the way the gun functions, mechanical, ergonomic, or if I'm being honest, sometimes just to look cool. Optics, pistol grips, internal parts. And a more breakdown was Cold Days and AK says, anything that changes your gun from how it came in the box. You could literally be an absolute beginner. And go into this group and literally damn near there's a firearms class or giving a breakdown of a certain thing just the dudes in the group explaining it, making you feel comfortable, empowering you with knowledge. This is something that no one else can fucking give you. You have to drink the water yourself when we lead you to the... Fortunately, we made a whole well. We made a whole Saratoga Springs of water, and we want you to come be a part of this. And the opposition is taking advantage of us because we're not creating community like this. We have to do more. We have it for you. Anyway, guys, that link right there on the screen. It's in the chat. If you're in the chat, and the price is going up. January, it's $99 for your whole life. January the 1st is going up to $1,000. It's going to be $999. Sorry, guys. It's just what it is. All right, but anyway, this is how you get in. Hit that link right there. Here's another way that you don't have to do anything other than one thing, and you can get the same stuff that I just named. Go to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Any donor over $99, you're going to get the membership. You're going to get you're going to have access to Solutionary University forever. Pay it forward for others in the gun classes, the in-person classes, and you get all of the other stuff that I named. Meal plans, workout routines, macros. It's very simple. This ain't got to be complicated. You pay $99 to help somebody else. I do all of your macros, shooting drills, workout routines, meal plans. You get access to all of that, all of the curriculums, the community, all of that. And you just do what we presented and you improve. You get smarter, you get sexier, you get stronger, and you become a better shooter. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary if you want to do it that way. I recommend that. You donate, you help us get our goal, buy our building, and you still get access. Either way, this transformation has to happen. Otherwise, we're going to continue going in a direction that we are going, where people are advocating for detriments to their own fucking rights. That's the direction that we're seeing so-called conservatives in these social media spaces, right? They're trying to convince you to go operate in your own disinterest. The only way that we push back against that is when we have a transformation in the direction of our interests. And that's what the Solutionary now represents. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tapping in this week. I'm going to get some online work. Y'all shoot me DMs. I want to chop it up with y'all on social media. I'm going to wrap up here. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary is the site. If you're watching on X, it's that pinned post right up there at the top of my page. Hit that link. Donate at the $99 level or give what you can. Every donor over $99 gets access to Solutionary University for the rest of your life. Take advantage of it. It's very important that we transform, that we grow, we get stronger, we get sexier, we get smarter, we become better shooters, and that's what I want for all of you. My name is Maj Toure. I will see you all on Monday, other than the people that want to DM me on X and all that other good stuff. All right? See you guys on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, same time, 8 p.m., same channel, youtube.com/Maj Toure. And I will see you all then. Be safe, be solutionary.